Oops. Almost messed up. That would have been tragic. I mean, I have 24 hours to claim it, but you never know. You never know. Plus, if there's server issues, sometimes you can claim it twice. A little bit of tidbit. If you didn't know, now you know. Okay. Could do Bruni or Aladdin. What do we want to skew towards? We got to predict. Are we getting a tough lobby or are we not getting a tough lobby? By tough, I mean tempo. Bruni's probably the safe pick. Have I done either of them? I know I've transformed into Aladdin. I don't know if I've started with Aladdin. Let's do Bruni. I know I haven't done a Bruni. Have I? Maybe I have. Either way, if it's a hard game, we're going to be happy that we took Bruni instead of Aladdin. My general thought on the heroes is skew toward the early game, because you can just transform to one of the late game ones later. Okay, this is a good start right here. I will potentially lock this. I'd rather have parrots than imps, but we'll take it. Now, the reason we take that gold there is I essentially banked the gold for future turns. Now, if this guy wanted to, he could just not play any units, sacrifice 3 health or so for a 3-2 buff. It might be okay. Alright, we do this. I could cast that, or I could sell this and get another unit. Or I could just do this. And that's an evil unit. Let's do it. You know, 5-3. Let's try to get the 5-3, 3-4. Okay, let's try to get this unit buffed up if we can. I think it's worth a shot here. Might as well use our early game advantage here. I mean, with a 5-3 and a 5-5, we're likely not dying. I know they have an angel, but that angel dies to any of my stuff. Unless they buff it with a health thing. Either way, my parrot's killing that. 75% of the time, roughly. We're assuming that I have to lose a 50-50 into another 50-50 in order to prepare it not to slay here. We like those odds. Boom. So we lose one 50-50, but not the important 50-50. Well, I mean, they're both important. Wow, we were getting pretty lucky here with our stuff, huh? Well, take the dub here, why not? We'll put that one in. But I'd like to keep getting these things. 7. Well, it's still the only thing that probably makes sense to do that on. So Bruni pretty cleanly obviously runs demon build, but there's other stuff we could do too. But for level 3, for sure we're looking for that stuff. I think Bruni's okay. The thing that sucks is through level 2, we got pretty lucky to find this many evil units. There's really not that many evil units at level 2, which I think makes the Leprechaun a little bit better. But once you hit level 3, you have a lot of choices. It's just like, where are you looking for your power spike, essentially? But also, it's not like Leprechaun doesn't have a ton of choices at 3 either, so it's like there's still kind of an advantage to Leprechaun, I think. Now, aren't you glad I gave that thing extra attack? Can't remember if I went to 8 or 9, but we'll just assume it was 8. It was 9, so it didn't actually matter, but sure. Alright, we absolutely take this. That unit is evil too. I don't know why Fool isn't. Fool should be. I don't... Well... I think we pretty clearly should take the crew member here, so let's go like that, I guess. I don't know. Blindly do that, sure. Okay. Do I take a Romeo even though I'm Bruni? Because honestly, the more and more I've seen Romeo and Juliet, the more and more I think they're pretty busted through level 4 and 5. And you can still run them endgame in some scenarios. Let's try to play into Bruni's power here, though. Now, on the one hand, I'm buffing up sheep, which likely don't end up doing anything for that long. Maybe I should be buffing up the imp. My thought was, like, if they do end up sniping my demons somehow, although at a 9/9, are they really going to snipe it? Maybe I should just... probably should just be doing this. Alright, we definitely take that. I do not love this demon. I need to play down a unit here. Do I? I don't think we really do. I will take this. I could sap the parrot, which sucks. This is also a decent unit. Running mages is decent with Bruni as well. 4/3 is not so good, is it? Especially into that. Alright. I roped, I know. I'm the worst. I rope more when I'm doing these videos than I ever... Like, I will literally I don't even play async anymore. I was for a while because I thought I couldn't, like, watch my son and play the Steam Deck and play sync games. But it turns out, because people take, 90 to 140 second turns through the mid-game, it's totally feasible to just play the sync games. And it's funny because, like, I take less time doing it up there than I do down here on my computer, just because I'm trying to talk through stuff. I don't think we want to do pirates. But if we did, we got the frickin' kit right there, But nah. Triple that's fine. I like Crossroads. I do like Crossroads. Could take that. It's just, the problem with this unit is you really never end up using the stuff that you buff up, in my experience. Could take this speculatively. I think that's fine, and, like, I wish this cost 2, because I would sell this and buy that if it cost 2. Okay. I could cast this and buy that. Or I could cast this, because I want this to buff this. I think we'll just live with the 50-50 here. Just sell that in the future, because I want to cast a spell to buff this up. I'm just trying to open up mages here. Like, Demon and Scam is fine, but it's really, you saw it in the other video, it's just at the whim of RNG. It's like, if it just gives you a bunch of celery teas instead of, like, mirrors or trickster, the proper tricksters, like, then you're just kind of screwed. Unfortunately, the buff went to the crew member, but what are you going to do? I mean, did it? I think that's just my level up. I think the buff actually did go to the Acolyte, yeah. Okay, so that's good. Well, we do have Sinbad. If we want one last hurrah here at those pirates. Pirates and mages do synergize. You're trying to buff this guy up while these just naturally get buffs. Every time we go pirates, we just abandon it. Could today be the day? Oh, it's not even evil. Okay, that solidifies it for me. This guy's not even evil. Or good, he's neutral. What the hell's that? Alright, I see mage stuff. I think it's time to start doing mage stuff. Let's get you in here. Man, what do I do? I guess we're just gonna cut the pirate, huh? Or the yeah, that thing. They got backliners? They do, but I don't know. Parrot's so good. I think we're just gonna run it like this though. I think we're equally able to go mages or demons here. You don't got any flyers, do you? Not right now. Ugly duckling don't care about his hero power, apparently. I think definitely he should have played down a unit. I mean, he could have just dropped that booster. He's not gaining... He's definitely not gaining more from that booster than he would gain from the actual, you know, unit there. We could run this. You're always fine to pick this unit up, but it's like, it really goes well in this slot, which I already have for that. Okay, I'd rather just keep looking here. That'd be a pretty big upgrade over this at the moment. It really wants me to take that trickster. I refuse, I refuse, I refuse. This does not do too much, but I do need to cast a spell. And I don't got much else to do with my mana here. This unit is just too powerful if you're running a board like this. I mean, look at that, 2733. That's more than a Husky. And it gets to go up front. And it doesn't have, you know, it can go wherever it wants, even. True, I do have to take a damage to buy them, but these are the prices we pay for greatness. Carl Casey, I like this track. White Bat Audio. I gotta give a shout out to White Bat Audio, the only royalty-free music channel that is actually royalty-free. All these other royalty-free channels will fucking sap. I don't monetize any of my videos, but it's just the principle of it. Like, if I did monetize them, they take the cut, huge cut, if not all of the revenue from it. Royalty-free my ass. But you know who is actually royalty-free is frickin' White Bat Audio, Carl Casey. Shout out to the music you're hearing right now. They never, ever come after you for using their music. All that they ask is that you give credit, as you should, when someone's giving you free fucking music. That guy just got a lot of stats. There's a Husky. Instead of double caster, I think I just take the free spell every turn. I could definitely take this Husky. It does make things a little bit awkward. I think I won't. It really wants me to take a Husky. But I don't want a Husky. Tell you what, I may have to take a Husky if it shows it again. Nope, this is absolutely what I'd rather want. Boom. And I'm still just as likely to go to dogs late. Here's my thing with dogs is they're just kind of a default to go at 6 because there's so many 6s to find that if you don't have a build, and really it's just a Nero is the big thing. Like if I see a Nero, why wouldn't I transition to that? I'd much rather run that than Scam. You know, Scam, like I said, I'm very much at the will of RNG. I'm not going to beat boards unless RNG wants to let me. So the consistency I just don't know is there with Scam. Certainly, though, you're favored, I would say, against most stuff. It's just my heart can't take it, you know. I'd rather lose the old-fashioned way with my dogs just dying as they should. But honestly, I don't lose that much with dogs. I don't know if dogs are broken or not. I kind of feel they are, but it doesn't seem like many people run them. So maybe, I don't know. Most people run Scam or Cats or... I don't know, what are people running these days? That's mainly what I see, Scam or Cats. Wow, this guy's got a very fragile mage board. This is the problem when you go full mages. This is why I generally don't recommend going like all in on all of the mage stuff. Tell you what though, might be taking that. Very likely taking that. Yeah, let's take that. Put you there. We lose a little bit of demon power, but... Okay, I could cast that. It's a ton of stats. Thing is, I got this. I got these. Why not run them, you know? Slay Witch pretty bad. 4/4 if I win, but we're against dwarves. I don't think that beats me. Let's cast it then. Frankenstein. I don't really like Frankenstein and Curve. I guess he's been buffed a few times, so he might be okay, but not with what I got here. I've already got like... I got my feet halfway into mages and demons here. One thing that sucks about running Crystal Sage back here is very unlikely to slay, but I think this board is powerful enough that there's an okay chance that she will. I'd much rather just win fights, though. Here's the thing. I have this, and I have these, so like it's not as imperative for me to find cost reductions on the spells. If I had gone with Double Caster instead, then maybe I run Crystal Sage there, you know. I think I should probably still put this item over there just in case. 32, 33 probably doesn't make a difference, but 11 might make a difference. Theoretically. Keep in mind it's not just 11, it's like 13, 14, or 12, 13, 14. These both proc, and then my treasure procs. I always like to open with books if I'm gonna run books, because there's a lot of spells that just you want to have pop off before the boards develop that much. That, for example, the apple. Apple's not so good when a unit's already almost dead. Hey, we got the slay. Perfect. I don't like to buy that book too much. I like the books that give me health too, because I'm already getting attack anyway. Alright, we are again... it's Romeo and Juliet. Don't underestimate Romeo and Juliet. They may be low health, but it's probably because they forced it, is my guess. But now that they have it, it's going to be pretty powerful. So, like, is that really that worth me to cast? This also costs me a mana if I want to take it. I'm pretty sure I do want to take it, though. That's only buffing these units up, but it's buffing them up quite a lot. Yeah, let's just do that. And that. Damn. Oh, we can buy that for sure, though. We won't run it on the board. Do I lock for a second one of these? See, now we are in the awkward part. I feel like we got more of a mage thing going on. There's also this thing. I just don't like Matt that much. I could lock this. Why don't we lock this? At any rate, I do want to upgrade that book mage, I think. That would also allow me to run this High Demon. There's a lot of forecast. We can still get our Double Caster or Odin's Ravens here. There's also a broken Spell Reflector. I just really think that thing is so bad. It's significantly worse than any of these forecast Mage Treasures. So I'm thinking like I could buy these this book and then buy the demon. I could run Crystal Sage slot 2 then. We'll see. Champion. Well, we're in the championship here. Oh, I would definitely run that Trickster slot 1. See, they got hard punished for it. Yep, they're probably dead here. Yep. So that, I would say that's a misplay of positioning. Odin's Ravens, easy choice. I mean, Pirate Map, maybe, but given what we got, yeah. I could also just not run this, because I really don't think we're going demons. I could instead do this. Give it a nice attack buff. I think we just do that. Haymaker. I mean, what do we want to run here, though? Like, we run these, but then what else? Right? That's kind of the conundrum we're going to have, but I don't think we run the Haymaker. Right now, these other 3 units are strong enough. We do want to transition them out, though. That's not worth it to me. Buy another one of them to just eventually triple it is fine. Alright, that sucks. That's fine. I suppose that's fine. Triple these. And I could lock that even though we're down. Okay, Seer's Sphere over the Crossroads, I think is fine, unless I could also just triple this thing, but tripling that doesn't help me that much right now. So we'll do that, and then we'll lock. Like, if I have to sell down this bench and to triple that, and then what good is that really doing me? It's not really changing anything. Okay, they're also running mages. We never did find an owl, but that's fine. We can run Hectate. I just don't think Hectate is amazing, but it's certainly something we can run. There's just not much of a high end with it, other than, I guess, if you can doppelganger it. If you can doppelganger it, then you sort of oddly get double stats on the copied unit. I guess that's the high end of that. Alright, hopefully we can get 2 slays here, but I'll settle for 1. Nice. We did it. We got that first slay. And we'll get 2. Nice. Alright. We must be the only guy putting damage in on that guy, because we've definitely beaten him every time we've seen him. Only Merlin's staff is really good for us here. Yeah, these are all donkey-do. Donkey-do. Donkey-see, donkey-do. Who do we want to give the attack to? We really want to get some other unit to benefit from this stuff, but for now, I guess we'll just do that. Anytime there's health, I want to use that. I could do catnip. I'd rather get like a phoenix if I'm going to do that route. I guess so. Wow. Unfortunately, we don't have a great target there. I mean, King Arthur is something I could build around, but I would have to find Merlin as well. But we could just take it now. If I take it now, I could go 6, then I'm at 6, and I could afford to cast this and just upgrade it. No current booster. Nah, I think we gotta do better than that. I can just run another demon right now if I have to. And we got some good slays here. I try to be okay. There's a Phoenix. I could do Phoenix. Probably lock that. 86, 86 seems reasonable. So let's move you there. Either. I mean, this doesn't go in right now, right? Let's just do that. No sense having a 10-8. But we can throw our buffs now toward that Phoenix. And it's a reasonable unit. Then eventually we find a good boy. The good boy can buff that Phoenix up. And we transition to a mage / good build. Have a Merlin fronting the good boy and the Phoenix. And that's a stew right there. Baby, you got a stew going at that point. Ooh, that hurt. Got a slay though. Can't ask for much more than that. Alright, you replace that. None of that. Okay. We have a Merlin. We have an upgrade. I can upgrade that right now, lock the Merlin. Seems reasonable, and then I can buy that as well. And I can take the... if I take the other one of this, shouldn't I just... Yeah, this is still fine. This gives us a ton of power right now. Then we'll lock this, and I guess we'll just cast that. I can take that as well, put that on the Phoenix. I don't know. Phoenix might take too long to get going here when I already have a Merlin and another Hectate here. But at the same time, if I run the Merlin and the Hectate and I'm not running these demons, they're not going to really do much. And I can probably just put the Phoenix in anyway. And then we can start moving toward that. I'm fighting the Ghost. If they tie, we still have a ways to go. So we're hoping that they kill each other. If they don't tie, one of them dies. However, if they do tie, then we have enough time that we can develop the Phoenix. If we don't develop the Phoenix, we probably just run that upgraded Hellhound. Like if we're just running one-on-one, looking to finish them out, we just run that. We still take that. Do we even take that, though? I take the Hectate for sure. Do I take the Merlin? I think so. I think the Merlin would be more powerful than just the High Demon, for example. So as you can see, mages, Bruni's fine. You just not top tier or anything, but definitely good. Like I said, you really care more about your hero power, in my opinion, in the start of the game when things can just go sour and you're just covered by your hero power. Problem with Bruni, though, as we said, you may just not find evil units. It's sometimes possible to go through level 2 that way. Level 3, you're pretty hard-pressed to not find evil, though. But still, like, losing a bunch of level... Like, I've had it where I lose every level 2 fight with Bruni, and that sucks, right? You're at, like, 20 health. And it's like, why did I pick up early game champ at that point, right? Uh-oh. This better not cost me my win. Because, let's be honest, I'm winning this one. Who are... well, they might get Golden King. You never know. Alright, we're going to have to keep... I'm not sure if it showed that, but it said the server is still having issues. We're going to keep restarting here. Hopefully we get back in. Usually if I quit and come back a few times, it's good. There we go, okay. Persistence pays off. It's the IT crowd, man. You got to turn it off and turn it on again. Twice. All right, look, I was afraid it would unlock our shop. In the past, it would do that. Shit like that. Okay, they did die. I think true to form, we're going to have to be the one that finishes this player off because we were the only one doing damage to them. That is not an upgrade, is it? You know what? Either way, I just want to do it. So sue me. Damn it. Give me some spells to use. Give me some shit to drink. Alright, whatever. That'll have to do. We must have not slayed. Everything's so expensive. Do I lock a second Phoenix? In case I lose? Because I am giving him a chance to beat me now that I downgraded my board kind of like that. Should go like that, right? Yeah. I feel like we're still going to win. I mean, look at that. Like I said, unless they get a golden king, even if they get a golden king, they're probably screwed. They just didn't, like, transition their board to something late game. Like, they've kept tier... you know, this board is mostly tier... it averages, like, tier 4. Whereas mine, I got a tier 6, tier 6, tier 6, tier 6. And then I got a tier 3, 4, and 5. But, so mine is skewed toward a late game build. You know, I'm just getting a lot more out of these hectates. Now, maybe they just low-rolled and didn't find it yet, but my guess is they kept buying stuff that wasn't tier 6 once they got to level 6, which is usually a mistake, I would say, unless you really, really need it. Like, if you want to upgrade a Sage, that's fine. But, yeah, in general, once you get 6, you just want to find 6s. Or cast good spells. Just think to yourself, like, what's the biggest jump of power I can do, and don't settle for anything less generally, unless you're about to die. Which, to be fair, maybe they were. We had put them on 7 a few turns ago, so can't criticize them too much, I guess. But yeah, no golden king. We should be good. Phoenix still isn't too bad. It actually was better than the demon by the end there. Alright, GG. Not a bad game. Not a bad game. We essentially were kind of mages, but kind of soup as well. I've always enjoyed the soup type builds. I think they're the most interesting in these auto battlers. I'm not a... the game to me gets boring if it's just like, oh, you know, find a tribe and just do it. Like that's why I like the, like, you know, stuff like dwarfs and demons can be pretty boring to me. But with this, there's flexibility for me to do a lot of stuff. Like I said, we could do a Phoenix, we could do a Good Boy, we could do a King Arthur. I mean, honestly, a King Arthur with this setup would be just as powerful, if not more, than the Phoenix. It's just a matter of finding the stuff and putting it together. It was a quick game, round 15. I'm generally looking, especially with a Bruni, to finish games that early. So game plan is executed, but if the game went on longer, you could see a build like this develop and into a late game where you have like big Phoenixes or Arthurs or Good Boys. Ideally, some mixture of them all together, along with Merlins. You know, Merlin's nice when you have the Sage because it's automatically getting attack from the spell casts, but then it can immediately buff one of these units like Phoenix that comes in weak while you try to find spells to buff it up with. And then, you know, by the time that it's going, this can still just be a fine card because, like I said, a King Arthur or a Good Boy, which is another card you want to look for, could eventually just slot in. I think eventually would cut the Book Mage, maybe. Also, for what it's worth, if we get Symbol of Unity, we could get Purple Puff Book Mage, which is kind of ridiculous. So there's a lot of flexibility with mages. So when people say mages suck, I just say they're not thinking hard enough. You haven't opened your mind, because it's like, it kind of goes back to the thing. It's like people get stuck in the ways of like, oh, it's a mage build, so I only take mages, but that's not really how mages, in my opinion, works in this game. A lot of that has to do with the fact that these items exist. I really like the existence of these items, Master Spellbook. It really allows you to, you know, I can make a quote-unquote mage build without a single mage in it. I've done it before, right? You know, all you need are the treasures and a few of these, and you can make anything big, you know? One of these days I want to make like a celery tea build where I just make giant celery teas that can counter everything. I think that'd be kind of funny, but it's pretty unlikely that that could work. Well, we're probably going to have the round reset before I can do another video here, so we'll just do a quick recap of how we did on the sync and async board. So on async, we did pretty well. I was able to get my average literally down to 1.0. And granted, I think I had one loss in there. So for the longest time it was 1.1, but it was kind of cool to see that if you do just keep getting first, you can actually get that back to a 1.0. It'll round down eventually. And then for sync, we ended up at 1.6 average, which is still pretty good. I think that's in line with most. Like if I go to the front page of sync, that's in line with most of the top players there, right? You know, I just simply couldn't get enough games in to make the front page or anything. But, you know, 1.8, 1.7. Granted, I would imagine I would say I imagine our win rate goes down as we climb up a bit, because I was only on page 8 here for sync. But in all honesty, I kept getting matched against this front page quite a lot. I guess maybe not on the videos that I played. I think I had one where I had a video against Carlin, but like I had I've been against Duke Silver a lot. Forgotten Arbiter I had a ton of games against. Swiftwolf I've had a ton of games against. Kokodon, Celerity. So like, it's not like I'm not playing against the top. I mean, obviously in that last game I didn't, but so I don't think my win rate would go down that much. I think I just needed to play more games, and unfortunately I could mainly do async, which I think after the reset I won't have to do, because I think I've determined I actually don't have to play async when I'm watching my son at night and stuff, which is when I get most of my time of gaming in, which is on my Steam Deck. I mean, he sleeps most of the night, and then I just have to feed him, change him, and soothe him and whatnot. So it's not like I need that much intervention. And like I said, the turn timers are so ridiculous that playing sync is just fine. But yeah, so we'll reset to 3K, and eventually I'll try to get back up to the front. At least I want to get high enough that whenever there's a future tournament, I can actually compete in it. Because I feel like I could actually finally do good in one of these things. Like, I feel like I have a pretty good, flexible understanding of the game in terms of each phase, you know, early, mid, late. I think I have a good understanding of what to target, what's powerful, what to avoid. Obviously, patches change things, but I've been pretty quick to adjust to most of these patches, because I've made it a point to not just only run one build. You know, a lot of players you'll see, and like I said, I don't criticize them too much, because hey, do what it takes to get your rank up. But when you do only run one build, say you just spam cats a bunch or you spam dwarfs a bunch, you are going to have a growing pain if those builds ever get nerfed, right? Especially if like Pirates, for example, is nerfed pretty hard right now. I wouldn't call them unviable, but they're very unlikely to be what you end up in endgame. Let's put it that way. So if you only have one trick up your sleeve and it gets nerfed, then you're going to have growing pains. I think the nice thing I've done is I've played every build in the game pretty much. So like, when stuff gets weak, I can adjust faster than other players might have to. But if I'm done tooting my horn enough, I guess that'll end this video. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.